Oracle Integration Cloud. So Oracle Integration Cloud, in which we have already seen about what is integration. We have we have understand about what are the different integration patterns that we have, what we do in integration, why we use integration. We have seen and we have deep dived on integration part. Okay, so we are learning the integration of Oracle. Okay, so we have discussed like integration. Okay, I went to the mute again. So let me repeat. So last 2 days we have discussed about web services. So what is a web service? Web service is a piece of code written in any language. It can be Java, .NET, or any other technology. That will be hosted on a server. Okay, that server is maintained by the vendor. If I am working with Analytics Stash, okay, I will be maintaining the infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Linux box, Windows box, and I will be installing the WebLogic server, databases, everything I will be managing it. And I will be giving to the developer so that developer will implement the code and deploy the code. The server will be available physically with the customer. If I'm the client, so I will be available with me. Okay, that we call as on-prem, on-premise. On-prem or on-premise, both are the same thing. Okay, next we have something called cloud. Cloud is nothing but the same infrastructure is maintained by the vendor. So there are multiple cloud providers in the market. The leading are Oracle, we have Amazon. For Amazon we call as AWS, Amazon Web Services we call as. Then we have something called IBM, they have their own cloud. They have Azure of Microsoft. Then we have Salesforce. Okay, you can take, these are the few leading cloud providers. Again, in cloud, there are three different varieties or three different types of cloud or offerings of cloud. One is IaaS, that is infrastructure as a cloud. Infrastructure as a cloud. Sorry, as a service, my bad. Infrastructure as a service. Correct. So thanks, Suman. Infrastructure as a service. Next, we have something called PaaS. Platform as a service. This is where we comes under. Integration developers will comes under this, or all the developers will comes under PaaS. We called as PaaS developers or integration consultants. And third one is software as a service. So what's the difference? We'll see. So infrastructure. So let's consider we have installed JLoper, we installed Java, we have installed WebLogic server, we have installed Sova Suite. So we have installed everything on our own. Generally, it's a task of an administrator or infra consultant or DevOps engineer we call as everything. It comes under infrastructure. So we are installing and giving that, we are provisioning the service or provisioning the software and giving to the developers. That will consider infrastructure. So if any of the patchwork, if any of the upgrades, if any of the issue comes under the server, if you want to maintain, if you want to manage, everything will be done by your infra team. Okay, the complete server part, complete Linux part will be done by infrastructure or IAST. So the responsibility of IAS will be done by administrator. Generally, administrator uses this. So they are responsible for managing, monitoring, patching, upgrading, installations. So what happens here is, typically, when you take infrastructure as a service from one cloud provider from Oracle, okay, we have something called OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, OCI. The same way for Amazon, we have AWS. In that case, if you take only IaaS, so they will give only Linux machine or your Windows machine. That's it. So whatever upgrades of OS, upgrades of Linux machine, upgrade of any patches as we get a patches of your Windows machine, the same way the Linux box will get a patches. They will be having a new releases. So next comes here software as a service. The best example is Salesforce CRM. In Salesforce CRM, these are used by functional consultants or end users. The best example is you go to any of your shopping mall. Okay, they will be using SAP machine. They may be using some software. Okay, for billing standpoint, for taking the customer information. If you work for any big organization, they will be using this. They are only using the software. They are not developing the software. They can do couple of customizations, only few customizations here and there, the way they want. But the development will be done by PaaS developers. It can be PaaS developers. Java developers will come under PaaS because they will be using platform as a service. They have a platform, Java platform, they have it. They develop the code, they deploy the code over internet, over cloud, and they will be using it. It can be Java, .NET, Oracle Integration Cloud, or any of the developers will be using a PaaS offering. They have the software, runtime engine they have it, they will be developing the code, they will be using it. As a SaaS, the complete software is readily available. They will be doing certain customizations, they will be using as a end users. So these are the three different offerings of your cloud. What are the different cloud models? Okay, one is private cloud. Next is public cloud. And third is hybrid cloud. Okay, so what is a private cloud? Private cloud, just like you are using your banking account. Your bank details are private to you. Okay, so whatever the login details, the authentication details, I'm just giving an example of private, public, and hybrid. Then I'll move to the cloud part. So private is so whatever you use. Okay, so you purchase a mobile. Okay, that is a private property. It's not a public property. Only you are authorized. Only you have a right to use the way you want. Next come public. Anyone can use it. Just like Google, if you want to search some information, you'll get publicly. That can be hosted over cloud. Next is hybrid. Hybrid is if you are using two different clouds, then we'll call it as hybrid cloud. Let's consider the example in technically. Private cloud. So, if you are using your cloud, okay, if you are using a cloud and you have hosted, and if you want to use that cloud only within your network, if you are working in analytical stack and you want to use within your own LAN, not outside of your network. If you want to use the same thing inside your home, you cannot use it. If you cannot use that cloud, that we call as private cloud. For that, for most of the private clouds, we will be using something called VPN, virtual private network. When you are connected to that network, then only you are able to access that cloud offering. It can be PaaS, it can be SaaS, or it can be infrastructure as a service. Public, anyone can access it. Let's consider you have a cloud. Okay, Oracle Cloud, you take it. In that case, if you want to develop some code at home and you want to deploy it, you can do that. For that, VPN is not required. Hybrid cloud. When we want to have a communication between two different clouds, let's consider you have a OIC product, and if you have installed that OIC on Azure, or you want to use different infrastructure and different platform. Infrastructure is Azure, platform is OIC. That we call as hybrid, combination of two clouds. Or also we also call as polycloud, multiple clouds. One you are using Oracle, one you are using Microsoft, one you are using Salesforce, one you are using Amazon. Different clouds. We want to have a handshake. Then we will be going with hybrid or polycloud. So far, any questions? Guys, any questions? Okay, what is Oracle Integration Cloud? Okay, we have seen about, just now I talked about polycloud. We have some different systems. So let's talk in the similar terms. You take an example of Amazon portal. Okay, Amazon, we have already discussed about integration things. Okay, let's discuss the same thing for a couple of minutes now. Amazon. So Amazon, you have a UI, user interface. Okay, then we have different service providers like Apple, then we have Samsung, then we have LG. This I'm talking about electrical, okay, electronics, gadgets you can talk about. Okay, then we have Redmi, okay, and we have OnePlus. So let's consider these are the different mobiles that we have, leading mobile providers in the market. Okay, they will be listing their own services. They will be hosting, they will be developing their code in Java, and they will be listing their different mobiles which are available. Okay, this is second. The third would be purchasing. The first is you go to the UI of Amazon, will select certain product, Apple mobiles, 13, 12, 11, 10, whatever the model that you want to select. The same with Samsung, different models. You will be selecting the product, then you are confirming it. While confirming, you are providing your address details. Once address detail is done, you will be paying it. During payment, you will be using a banking service. You will be using a banking service. It can be SBI, it can be ICICI, it can be HDFC, it can be HSBC, it can be Citi, it can be ICICI, any bank you take. Most of the leading bank providers, they are providing us a service. Again, they might have developed their code in any other technology. You complete a transaction, then order is confirmed. After order is confirmed, Amazon will place the order details in some or any other system, or you take EBS or some or you can say like some ERP system, enterprise resource planning. Okay, you take here Oracle. Okay, they put the order details inside this thing. Then once the order details has been placed in some Oracle database or somewhere, then we have some something like e-delivery, or we have e-cart. This is a general delivery providers or courier services which will deliver the product which I've ordered. They will come and deliver the product at your doorstep. So everywhere there is an integration. UI, then We are integrating with Apple services, integrating with Samsung services, integrating with LG services, where all the products which are listed by their company owners or providers will be listed. That is the first level of integration here. Second level, address details. So when you provide your details, order details, address details will be stored in some other place. Then third level is banking services. You want to complete a transaction, you want to purchase the product, then you have to make it complete. You have to complete a transaction, then you have to pay the amount. Unless you pay the amount either through credit card, debit card, cash on delivery, anything, what it is not completed. You take an example of credit card. You provide the credit card details and you complete a transaction. You might be using any bank. Those banking services, they are providing a banking services that you are integrating: credit card service, debit card service, internet banking service, cash on delivery service, UPI banking, UPI transaction service. So each provider, they will be providing their own services. You take Phone Pay, you take Google Pay, you take Paytm, you take Amazon Pay. There are multiple providers. They are providing the service to you, and you are using it. You paid it. Then order has been confirmed. Once the order has confirmed, all the details will be stored in some day. Again, you are integrating here. Once that order is done, based on the location, based on the service provided, they will be sending the order details to corresponding courier service. Then they'll take the order details and address details and deliver the product. Everywhere there is an integration. So here we have talked about different technologies and you are integrating. This complete portal have a lot of integration in place. This integration on cloud, if these systems are available over cloud, then you can integrate by using Oracle Integration Cloud. You take any system, if they can expose as a service to you, you can integrate it. This is what we have for integration. This is what which you are doing using integration technology. This is what you are doing on cloud. This is what you are doing in using Oracle Integration Cloud. Am I clear, guys? Any questions? Lakshman, do you want to add anything?
No, sir. It's clear for me.
Vijay, Prashant, any questions? Sir, Vijay and Prithvi, my bad.
No, Pawan. Yeah, you're good.
Pawan, clear only, but I have something like we can cover the same session tomorrow as well, because this is the starting of the session about the integration and about the pass IS and what we say.
Yeah, sure. We can do that. That should not be a problem.
Yeah, we can add a few more examples tomorrow so that.
Yeah, sure. So this is what we do. I mean, we are slowly getting into Oracle Integration Cloud, the actual technology that we'll be learning. But before that, this is the gist. This is what we will be learning. So why we are learning? This is the best example of learning your integration cloud. So when we have different systems, we are integrating, and for that we are using Oracle, and we are doing everything on cloud. As simple as that. Clear, guys? Any other questions? So hope you have completed this task, like writing the notes. This will be useful for an interview standpoint. Kindly make your own notes. Don't copy paste from Google. Don't you can search in Google, but try to understand and put it in your own terms, own language. So that will be helpful for interview. Don't mug up. Just understand the concept. That is very important. Am I clear, guys?
Yes, Pawan.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So hope everyone has completed the examples on XML, XSDs and WSDLs. Hope everyone has done that.
Pawan, few things I need to, I need yet to complete. I'll do it by end of the day.
Okay, sure. Looking forward. Vijay, Suman, Vijaya, Sweta, with respect to the doing the examples, hope you have done everything.
Yeah, few things I have done. And the rest
Okay, sure. Try
will
to complete it as soon as possible.
by the end of the day.
Yeah, sure. Vijay,
Few pending from my end on,
try to
so I
complete
will
as soon
come.
as possible, because when you move to OIC, if you don't understand this or do this basics, then it will be difficult for you. It's not
Okay,
only for Vijay, it's for everyone.
okay.
Try to complete
Sure.
as soon as possible.